If you're chronically online, you're probably already familiar with the work of Gary Janetti.
We can talk, we can say hi.
And if you're new to the writer and performer, we've got you covered.
I love it so much.
With 4 Emmy nominations under his belt, Gary began writing on Family Guy.
You're not to touch any of my things. Do you understand me? Dirty, dirty girl.
Before helming the classic sitcom Will and Grace.
Whatever you got, I'll eat it, snort it, or ride it, baby.
More recently, Gary created The Prince, a hilarious peekaboo look at palace life from the point of view of Prince George.
Excuse me, do you have any tea that doesn't taste like piss? Thanks.
With 2 New York Times bestsellers to his name, Gary is coming to town for some live shows.
Basically, I'm reading essays from my books and I'm interacting with the audience a bit.
And enlighten audiences with his wonderful sense of wrong.
What the is going on with Harry?
How dare you talk about Harry?
I'll say whatever I want. You're in my house now.
I like her.
She's good, right?
Welcome, Gary Janetti.
Hi, guys.
Gary, what does an evening with you look like?
I'm going to be reading essays from my books. I don't know if people know me from Instagram. I kind of have this blueberry muffin thing. So people tend to bring me muffins. I know it sounds very strange, but I'll be looking for the best blueberry muffin in Australia. And I'll be interacting with the audience. You know, people have a lot of questions. So we've been having a good time where I've been doing the show. So I'm excited to bring it to you.
Is this your audition to be on MasterChef, Gary?
No, it's like, no, to be on the Great British Bake Off. I want to be... Yeah. I want to be the judge. I want to be like Paul Hollywood, except I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, I have no experience other than what I like.
Well, what I like is your Instagram account and your fascination with Prince George. Where did it come from?
You know, it happened like years ago. I just saw an image of him. He was on his going to school for his first day, and he had this real attitude. So I was like, that's pretty funny. This kid's got an attitude. So I just started writing memes, you know, to go with the photos, and it just started taking off and had a life of its own.
I can't look at Prince George now without thinking that guy, he's got some nerve, that little prince, you know. It's like it's taken on its own life.
I know. People think, you know, that's even I will see a picture and I'll be like, oh yeah.
What are you most looking forward to when you come over here? I know that you've been to Melbourne before. What are you looking forward to seeing around Australia?
Okay, I have been to Melbourne before. I have, you know, when I announced the tour on Instagram, I have a lot of Australian followers, and so many people DM'd me to watch out for drop bears. Like,
oh, a classic.
Tons of people. Yeah. And I, of course, was like, oh my God, are these bears? I've been to Australia. Nobody mentioned this to me before. Is this a new thing? Yep. And I love a country where the entire country is in on the joke of what to tell people coming to visit them. You're the people for me. Australians are my people.
Do I look different?
You look like Batman's least threatening nemesis, Gayface.
So who's your favourite guest star on Will and Grace? Obviously, you're synonymous with that show as well. Who was your favourite guest that came in on the show?
Oh, that's a good, you know, weirdly, nobody's ever asked me that question. My favorite guests who ever came on the show. One of my favorite guests was Demi Moore. She played Jack babysitter when he was a kid. She was so lovely and so game and so warm and stuff. So she was definitely one of my favorite guest stars. And Gene Wilder, he played Will's boss on several episodes, and I adored Gene Wilder. That was a real. There were so many, you know.
It's amazing. What about? Is there anyone you wish you hadn't booked? It's Australian TV, Gary. You can open up to us. It's fine.
I know, you know. Yeah, no, they still, no, there's nobody. Everybody was, you know, everybody brought something. There were just people that I remember more than others.
What's the most fun thing that you work on at the moment, Gary? Because you do have so many different productions. You've worked on so many productions before, and you've got, you know, fingers in a lot of pies, shall we say, to keep the baking theme going. What's the most fun?
Yeah, thank you. I still, you know, I work on Family Guy as well. I've been a writer on Family Guy since it actually began. And strangely, I think I started this week, 25 years ago, the show started. So I have been on and off it, you know, I since the show started, and I still kind of consult and spend time there. And I always enjoy that and have so much fun doing that. So that's always at the top of my list.
Well, Gary, we thank you for it. You're so much fun, and we can't wait to see you at the end of the year.
Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you guys in Melbourne.
Tickets to an evening-ish with the man himself are available right now.